I'm here. Sorry I'm a little late than what I scheduled it for. I was getting my breakfast together. Don't worry about it. Okay? And hopefully the sound quality is a little better since I've got this plugged in. There's a terrible glare. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Oh my god, y'all. Good morning. This is kind of like a little mukbang because I have my breakfast here. We got the mason full of coffee with a signature pink straw. Good morning, everyone. Holy shit. Did y'all think that we were going to get the track list the day after the announcement? Because I sure as fuck didn't. I'm shook. We'll let people get here while I start this breakfast, because, girl, the shookery. Hey, Anton, Rachel, Erebus. Look at that Cajun seasoning. You can't see it. It's fine. I'm not well either, Melissa. Me either. And I'll tell y'all the tea once I, like, scarf down this breakfast, because I have the tea. Y'all know I got the tea. I just can't believe that this track list is real. I cannot fathom. We got some men's piano playing in the background. I guess technically yes. The speak now. I mean, the poet's track list did leak. Wild. Don't worry, we'll get to that. I'm shook. Shook. Ooh, folklore writing with Midnight's vibe. I don't think she would do two Midnight's albums back to back though. I mean, maybe she would. The hell do I know? We'll see. I know Poets is her most like Instapost. It's crazy. And didn't like the pre-orders for the vinyls of Poets like didn't that surpass the pre-order for Midnight's on all formats? Like just the vinyls pre that's crazy. I don't know if people are just buying lots of multiples or we have lots of new fans in here or what? Because that's insanity. Absolute craziness. Tour starts tomorrow. So much is happening this week. It's so much. But I love it. We got the Super Bowl this weekend. I just this is wild. Crazy. I'm almost done with my breakfast, y'all. I just gotta eat my sandwich. I swear she doesn't sleep. Some people were saying, do you think that this album's been done for 2 years, or that it started 2 years ago? At this rate, at the rate that she's churning this shit out, hell, it might have been finished 2 years ago. She might have said, "Well, that's a wrap on TS11. Let's go ahead and release TS10." Like, I gotta sneeze. Is it gonna happen? I don't think it's gonna happen. That hash brown is crispy. Yes, only crispy hash browns in this house. I air fry them for longer than recommended because I'm a crunchy bitch. Um, you know. And today we have a little breakfast sandwich, egg white, salt and pepper, hash brown with Cajun seasoning, and a little bit of butter. You know, that's my breakfast. Better than McDonald's, girl. I think it's been done because I think Midnight's was supposed to come right out after Lover. Okay. I believe it at this point. I mean, she's so productive. And it makes me feel like a piece of shit. I think both. She wrote and finished this album in 2022 alongside Midnight's. I was watching Ali Sheehan's video. If y'all know her, I fucking love her content. She's fantastic. Um, she was talking about. I lost my train of thought. God, what was I gonna say? It was something that somebody said it triggered it in me. Oh, alongside Midnight's. That these, what if these were the tracks that were too vulnerable at the time to put on Midnight's? Like these are kind of Midnight's reject songs, but they're like the really vulnerable, deep shit that she was feeling towards the end of the relationship with Joe. And I was like, oh no. Which that might be the case because the graphic that Taylor put with the track list that's on the back of the vinyl says, I love you, it's ruining my life. And I'm like, oh, we're fucking in for it. Okay. Okay. I'm not ready. Yeah, Allie's great. We stay in Allie. I love egg whites. So good. Oh my god, y'all. I'm in shock. Like the past 48 hours have been too much. Too much. I thought I saw the kitty. Chats and reacts. I like them too. I've never interacted with them, but I think they're really sweet. Some of the titles. We will get there, don't you worry. After I talk about the tea. What is this? I can see you? Yeah. Okay. Y'all know I love men's piano. It's the perfect thing to put in the background when you don't want silence. So beautiful. I think men's piano is on Apple Music now and Spotify. So shout out to men's piano because I fucking love them. I can't wait for the inevitable Reputation TV. Oh my god, we're gonna get a Poets men's piano. I'm not ready. All right, let me pull up the track list to get ready. Why won't my phone open? Fighting an only army. Okay. It said I had a notification. Anyway. Alright, I'm done. Okay. All right. Are we ready for the tea? Did I miss any comments? All right, let's get to the tea first. Before we get to the track list, let's get to the tea. So there I was. Picture it. Last night, minding my own business, chilling. I'd just gotten off work. Right? Yeah, I think I'd just gotten off work. And as you do, you stumble through some TikToks, right? And I saw a TikTok of this girl who, and you can go see the TikToks for yourself. Underscore and Grace is her username. This TikTok of this girl who said on January 26th, she put out a video where she was speculating about what was coming next, new album, rep, whatever, what have you. And some random person commented and said, "Oh, she's got a new album. It's called Tortured Poets Department. Probably coming out soon, whatever." And I'm like, on January 26th, how the hell did this person know before the Grammys announcement? So I'm like, what? And that's not all. Then they were like, oh, has the track list come out? Which I would be like, girl, she hasn't even announced this album. Not it was Travis Kelce. She hasn't even announced this album. What you mean is the track list out? And they put the entire track list in the comments of a TikTok. So, being the super sleuth and crazy fanatic that I am, I immediately copied it down because I was like, I need to know. Here's the thing, I'm not going to spread leaked track lists on the internet. Like, I'm not going to post them on Twitter. I'm not going to circulate them. But what I am going to do is keep them for myself to see if they're correct. And I might share them to the Discord because, that's what we do in the Discord. We share these things. But I'm not going to circulate it on the internet like that. I'm not going to. But I'm definitely going to keep it, assess, and see how wrong or right it's going to be. So I'm sharing it in the Discord. I'm like, this is so alleged. We don't know if this is true. But, like, I'm marked as spoiler if you don't want to be spoiled. Here's the track list. And I was just like, these titles are kind of like, it's giving Lover track list. And what I mean by that is, do y'all remember when the Lover track list leaked? And we saw titles like, I Forgot That You Existed, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, It's Nice to Have a Friend. And we were like, there's no way this track list is real. It's not giving Taylor track list. And then egg on our faces, that was the real track list. That's what this was giving. This was giving Lover tracklist leak. So imagine my surprise when not even an hour later, Taylor posts the back of the vinyl with the track list, and it's verbatim, the track list that was on TikTok. What the fuck? Francis! Oh my god, hi! How are you? It's been a while. So, that's the tea. Except the bolter. Except the bolter. See, Erebus knows. Erebus knows. Except for the bolter, which I felt like was kind of like a placeholder for the manuscript. Which, fine. Maybe that's a bonus track. The bolter. Maybe that'll be a Target edition. Who the fuck knows at this point? We keep it in the archive, and we keep it for later, just in case. So yeah, Taylor posted the official track list, all 17 tracks, and we need to discuss these titles because when the alleged track list was on TikTok from this TikTok account, I was like, if some of these titles are real Taylor Swift tracks, I'm gonna lose my ever fucking loving mind. And I need to be prepared. You've been playing Genshin and Star Rail. You should try it. So I've heard of Genshin. One of my close friends loves Genshin. I don't even have time to play the Pokemon DLC, let alone a new game. But I'll keep him in mind. I have been watching Swiftologist thoughts on titles, and you appeared. So let's discuss. Swiftologist. I don't even know what that is. Okay, class is in session. Let's talk about this track list. Let me pull it up. Taylor's Inner Circle is well and alive. Ooh, Mash, what a great name. Okay, we need to talk about some of these titles because holy shit. And the features. There's two features on the album, which I think is our first insight to what the album's gonna sound like. But we'll get there too. We'll get there at the end. All right, track one, Fortnite, not the game, the term, the word, featuring Post Malone. No, we all know Post. We know the kind of music that Post typically aligns himself with. Is this going to be a dark beat album? Because Post Malone, that's kind of wild. She's only ever had one other rapper on her song, and that's Future, right? From Reputation. Oh, you don't know his music, Anton? I really love the tonality of his voice. And I actually like a lot of Post music. Oh, Bad Blood remix, right. But that was like an afterthought. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like feature on the album. But you're right, technically that is a feature. So we've got Kendrick, we've got Future, and we've got Post. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, feature on an opening track. That is bold and brash. To have a feature on the opening track, the first taste of the album, that I'm kind of scared because it feels like it's gonna go hard as fuck because Post is on it. And I'm just like, is this gonna be a Dark Beats sort of album? Because we were thinking like, ooh, frilly, bedroom, oh, so poetic. Are we gonna be devastated but also throwing our asses? Because bitch, I'm into it. So that's track one. Track two, we got the Tortured Poets Department. It's a title track album. We love title track albums, or at least I do. Taylor and Post did have a moment at the 2019 AMA. Well, there you go. I mean, I know he's a fan. I remember hearing he was a fan. Track three. Ma'am. Track three. Maybe Taylor decided to have a feature on the opening track because the album is about her and not that. Track three. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. Excuse me? What? I I'm afraid of this song. Not because it sounds childish, because it sounds like she's gonna go in. And I love that. And it's also in the track three placement, which is giving very I did something bad vibes. And I know that doesn't make sense just because it's at track three, but that's the entity, the essence that I'm getting from this track. And I love that. Similarly, track four is Down Bad. It's giving Don't Blame Me. Very, oh, I'm down bad for you, super in love, whatever. So that's what I think Down Bad's gonna be like. Ooh, yes, it gives Billy. Absolutely. Love that. Love that it gives Billy. And I agree. Track four is gonna be your song, Down Bad. I'm really excited for Down Bad. At the end of the track list, I'll tell you the ones I'm most excited for. I have four. I have four that I'm like super, super, super into. Track five. Let me take a sip before this. Track five. Am I crazy for saying this is the most hype I've had for a Taylor drop just based on track list? I don't think that's crazy because I think that these titles are so divisive and so diverse that you're like, what the fuck are we about to get into? What the fuck are we about to get into? Kind of like Lover. I mean, Lover had more lovey, I guess, titles like Paper Rings, Lover, but it was just like kind of eclectic. It was kind of all over the place track list wise, and that's what this is giving. I don't think it's gonna sound like Lover, but the track list is giving Lover. Track 5 is called So Long London, and I think we're in for it. I think we're in for it with track 5. Track 5 having London in the title, we don't even need to say it. I think we're in for it. I think it's going to be emotional as fuck. I mean, she knows of the track 5 thing at this point. So her deliberately putting So Long London as track 5 is wild. I just, I, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. I still like Joe. I'm not one of those people who's like, fuck Joe and blah, 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 blah. I've grown past that sort of thing. I appreciate what they had. I appreciate the happiness that he gave her. And yeah, but So Long London, great title. Track 6. Track 6 is called But Daddy, I Love Him. I almost have no words because this was one of the ones when I saw the track list, I was like, this song is why this track list is fake as fuck. Because the thought of Taylor Swift having a song called "But Daddy, I Love Him" sends me into a feral state of insanity. And the fact that it's real now, track 6 is actually called "But Daddy, I Love Him." I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a Little Mermaid reference. I've heard of this. I've heard of the that it's a Little Mermaid reference, and that Clara's a mermaid reference and stuff like that. I've heard little ramblings about the album as I've gotten up this morning. I'm so excited for But Daddy, I Love Him. I am so excited for that song. I can't. Okay, track 7, Fresh Out the Slammer. It's giving, a lot of these titles are giving rep, and that's one of them. I mean, I know I've been comparing a lot of these to rep while also calling it a Lover track list, but just stay with me. Stay with the chaos, okay? Hey, Rainier. So Fresh Out the Slammer, it's immediately giving rep. I am actually really intrigued by this one because it's not like, I think it's the phrasing, Fresh Out the Slammer. While it is a phrase that is, I guess, commonly used, it's not super common. So I'm so intrigued by that turn of phrase. So that's going to be interesting. Track 8, we have the only other feature on the album, Florida with 3 exclamation points, which Taylor's in her syntax era, her grammar era. Because she's got all kinds of question marks, she's got these 3 exclamation points. She said punctuation, I got you. So Florida, 3 exclamations, featuring Florence and the Machine. And if you know Florence and the Machine, their sound is very, very alternative, but it's also got some underlying, like, I don't want to say dark beats, but kind of dark beats. Like I'm immediately drawn to my favorite Florence and the Machine song, which is "Shake It Out," right? "Shake It Out," not "Shake It Off." Shake it out, shake it out. Yeah, "Shake It Out." "Shake It Out's my favorite Florence and the Machine song. So that's where my head goes. And that's got like some dark production behind it, even though it's an alternative song. So I'm scared by Florida. The the choice to name it not just Florida, but Florida with three exclamations, very intriguing. Indie rock, yeah, kind of indie rock for Florence and the Machine. I could see that. That's a good way to put it. Indie rock. If this album is going to be dark, it will be Rep's best bestie amongst all the albums. Yeah, this is giving it's giving a little bit darker than Midnight's. Definitely thematically. But anyway, track 9, another Rep as Hell title. Track 9 is Guilty as Sin question mark. So Guilty as Sin? What? The question mark is what makes me feral. It's the question mark. Because it's not guilty as sin. It's guilty as sin. Ma'am, wrap it up. We ain't ready. We ain't ready. Maybe this is Midnight's 5 a.m. edition. I could see it. Track 10, Who's Afraid of Little Ol' Me? With a question mark. Another question mark song. Track 11. Track 11. Track 11 is I Can Fix Him, parentheses. No, really, I can. We've got parentheses now. And I'm scared. I'm so scared of that song. So scared. I don't know what else to say. I'm also flabbergasted by because that title. Whew. Yeah, I agree. Track 11's gonna call out all the sad bitches, and as a sad bitch, I'm afraid of that song. Very, very heavily afraid. It's also in the same track listing as Illicit Affairs. That's not true. Illicit Affairs is track 10, right? So JK. I was thinking, oh my god, it's track 11. That's Invisible String territory, right? I always skip Invisible String now these days. So is that track 11? Whatever. But yeah, I'm scared by this one. Track 12, we have LOML, which I can only the first parentheses without the Taylor's version. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Nice catch. I can only imagine that LOML stands for Love of My Life. I mean, that's the traditional acronym for Love of My Life. So I'm assuming that this is Love of My Life. If it's not Love of My Life, I don't know what it could possibly be. Lust of My Life. I mean, it's got to be like something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's Love of My Life. But the choice to not write out Love of My Life and instead put it as lowercase LOML is scary. I'm gonna be Delulu and assume it means laughing madly out loud. Laughing out madly loud? La- la- Laughing. That doesn't work. Plot twist, LOML means something else. Yeah, that's fine if it means something else. I just think that the choice to keep it as LOML and not write it out and lowercase it is very deliberate and intriguing. Do we think that you're losing me is like an indicator? I don't think so necessarily. Maybe thematically. Excuse me. I don't think sound wise. Thematically, I think pop probably. All right, track 13. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Oh, that sucks. Like, is that song gonna be about her being like, I can be successful. I can do the job that's asked of me, even though I'm heartbroken. Because, like, her on the Eras tour, while the rumors were happening that her and Joe broke up, like that, I'm not ready for that if it's about something like that because that's so emotional. Taking into consideration she uses poetry, LOML means something we will all be gagged. Yeah, I don't know what else LOML would mean. I had to do some research. Track 14, the smallest man who ever lived. Oh no. That's all you can say about that track title is, oh no. That's going to be an interesting one. Track 15, The Alchemy. Love that title. Not sorely like a melody in my head. Sorry like a melody in my head. I love the title, The Alchemy. I think that's so cool. Track 16, Clarabow. And I've been seeing that Clarabow was like a big, like old Hollywood glamour figure, which I think is really cool. But I also saw something about she's associated with the Little Mermaid. I don't know the exact connection because I was half blurry asleep waking up this morning reading it, so I didn't necessarily absorb it. I'm sure y'all know. So there's definitely some tie-ins with Clarabow. I don't know what they are, so I cannot discuss them here. But I will be doing some research. And then the bonus track, track 17, the manuscript, which we already knew. Yeah, what I find interesting is that the manuscript was the only one that we knew before the track list. So is the manuscript kind of like the representative of the album, at least right now, because all of like the collector's edition CDs have like the manuscript logos and like patches and magnets and stuff like that. So is the manuscript kind of like the blueprint of the album in a sense? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, and very intrigued by that. Very intrigued by that. I personally don't think that song is about Joe, but about Mr. Sold My Masters. What song? The smallest man who ever lived. Oh yeah, I didn't say it was about Joe. I just said, oh no. I'm not assuming what that song's about at all. I know some people were talking about Joe for that one. I certainly didn't say that. I'm just saying, oh no, because that title, whoever it's geared towards, is oh no. That's the vibe. So yeah, I'm gonna type in LOML meaning, and we're gonna see if we get any other any other acronyms. So love of my life. Um, yeah, love of my life. We know love of my life. Ooh, Urban Dictionary. Here we go. This album has four sides, which can represent the four albums Taylor wrote for Joe when she was in love with him. Midnight's obviously not counted. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. Pronounced Lamel? Who pronounces it like that? Lamel? Urban Dictionary, it says pronounced Lamel. We're not doing that. Love of my life, love of my life, love of my life, love of my life, love of my life. Okay, I'm getting lots of love of my life. I saw a post that Clarabow was a silent movie. That's what it was. Whose love life was heavily, oh, heavily public. Okay, we like that. Let's go to images. Maybe there'll be some images for LOML. Lots of love of my life. I'm not getting anything else. Love of my life. Here, let's do LOML meaning poetry. How about that? I'm not expecting to find anything, but you never know. Love of my life. Love of my life. Blah, blah, blah. Love of my life. Well, if it means something different, I guess we'll have to wait to find out. Let's do some research on Clara Bow real quick. I love her look. She was the it girl in the 20s, silent film era. Describes as a leading sex symbol. Okay. Her appearance as a plucky shop girl in the film It brought her global fame and the nickname the It Girl. Is that where the term the It Girl comes from? Interesting. That's really interesting. What if it means leaving out my love? Ooh. Okay. I'm buying it. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Oh, she died out of a heart attack at 60. That's so young. Let's see. Legacy. Let's go to Legacy. Greta Garbo. Um. Okay. Career. What is that? Oh, it's timeless. I was like, what sounds am I hearing, sir? Miss Bow will undoubtedly gain fame. Okay. We love that. Maytime. Okay. Gosh, she did a lot of work. If it's not you, if it's not, I'm using that leaving out my love on my writings, as you should. It may make sense because Joe ran down the hallway and you're losing me. Timeless. The what? The plastic age. Ooh, she was in a film called Kittens. Interesting. If this song's gonna be like "I'll Be Your Clara Bow," I'm not ready for that. The pressures of fame, public scandals, and overwork took their toll on Bow's fragile emotional health. Oh no. Damn. Someone began referring to her as Crisis a Day Clara. Oh no. She had a cattle farm? A cattle ranch? Interesting. I heard that 419 is National Cat Lady Day, and I also heard that it's something about the American Revolution and the 13, and people are going crazy about it, and I was like, okay, let's calm down. Um, but yeah, we have the track list. We have the track list, and we have 2 months to like spiral about it, which is wild, crazy. And I saw the track list. Hey, Tal. I saw people talking about the track list, and they were like, a track list has never leaked this early and been correct. And I have to agree. This is so early. She just announced it the day before, and we already have the track list. Like, that's crazy. I don't know if we're going to get a lead single. I really don't. That really hasn't been her thing lately. She didn't even do it for Midnights, which I think is a really good indicator of her going forward because she just won Album of the Year at the Grammys for Midnights with zero single promotion. Zero. So I think that it's telling to her that she's like, I don't have to rely on singles. Which I know that she kind of already did that and knew that from Folklore and Evermore's release, but Folklore and Evermore were pandemic albums, and Midnight's was more of a traditional rollout. So the fact that she won Album of the Year with zero single promotion, I think is telling to her to where she's like, this is really going to promote itself. I don't have to do a single. I don't need to. If I want to do a music video, I'm going to do a music video. But I know that I don't have to. I know that I don't have to send it to radio beforehand. I can let the work speak for itself. And I also think that because of what happened with 1989 Taylor's version, where she was poised. She was poised to put Slut as the single. And then I feel like she saw the charts and she saw Is It Over Now charting. And she's like, oh, fuck. I've already shot this music video, which I still think she shot a music video for Slut. And I will just die on that hill even if I'm wrong. That's fine. I think she saw that and she was like, fuck, that's not the single. People are really loving Is It Over Now. She's like, why am I worried about singles? Why am I worried about pushing it out? The fans are going to tell me what they like. It's going to show for itself. I don't need to do this. So I don't think we're getting a single, which I kind of wish we were. But also at the same time, I'm really glad we're not because as an album person, I love to have an entire album to go through without having heard anything. And I think that's just because that's kind of what Taylor's doing now. And it just kind of aligns with what I prefer. So that's really exciting. I don't think we're going to get a single. But if we did, I think it would be maybe Fortnite or it would have to be something like representative of the album, I think. So maybe I don't know. Maybe even the title track. I could see Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, maybe. But I don't think we're going to get it. Even maybe the manuscript. I think the manuscript would speak the best to like the theme of the album, like the poetry, the department, the I think the manuscript has like the most like viable representation. But I don't think we're getting one. I really don't. She's more of an album artist. Yeah, which I love her for because I'm an album bitch. I want to consume the entire album. I know. We've still got writing and production credits to look forward to. We've got we've got song length to look forward to. Oh, it's going to be great. Damn, you read the titles and they still get me. It's the most interesting track list we've had in a long time. I agree, Tal. This track list is eclectic as fuck and so divisive. It's so interesting. She's going to take up the top 10 spots on Billboard again. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it in the slightest. I'm sure she will. Yeah, the genre. I'm still on the side of. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about what genre and what sound they think it's going to be, but I really do think it's going to be a very 1975 inspired sound. Very like synth poppy, but also like indie sounding, very alternative. See, Erebus, someone in yesterday's stream said, wasn't it marked as synth pop? I have seen no evidence of the sort. And if someone sees that listed somewhere, please send it to me. The album title track list is so different from anything Taylor's done. Yeah, it is. I want to have it like soft rock, but I'm reaching. Oh, I know, I want rock too. I think it can be Red 2.0, like a few pop songs, some folky. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, no, Erebus, it's fine. I've seen a lot of people say that, and I want I need the source. I need the source. Not a cohesive album. For some reason, I think this album's gonna be pretty cohesive. I mean, fairly cohesive, because I feel like Midnight's was pretty cohesive. A lot of people don't think it's cohesive. I do. I mean, I think that there's some songs that, I mean, let's just, Vigilante shit is kind of out of place with its sound and that weird, like, almost like instrument injuring sound that they do throughout Midnight, I think is the through line of the album. The like weird sounds that they do. I'm not an instrument person. I don't know what they used, but I think Midnight's is pretty cohesive. And despite my divisive feelings, initial feelings, no longer feelings, of the 3 a.m. tracks of Midnight's, I still think Midnight's is a really cohesive album. And I still think that this one's going to be fairly cohesive, but I don't know. It could be, like I said, the track list is giving Lover. Lover is not cohesive at all, in my opinion. And it, it might be kind of eclectic. I do hope she did the track list better this time, to be honest, because fans can arrange the songs better. You know, I think Taylor does a really good job of track list placement, or of track placement. Personally, I've never really had an issue with how she places tracks, except for, one or two cases. Like in Lover, I would have switched Cornelia Street and The Archer. That's just me. But usually, 9 times out of 10, I'd say I love her track placement. Her premiering something on the Eras tour could be possible, but I don't know. Yeah, okay. See, someone needs to correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been thinking about this and I don't want to clown myself. But someone, if you don't know, obviously you don't have to pretend that you do know. But I'm just asking into the ether. When Midnight's was first announced, when Midnight's was first announced and we could pre-order the album and all that jazz, was there merch available? Like t-shirts and stuff? Or was it just the pre-order of the album and the merch came later? Do y'all remember? Because I was like, where's the merch? And I was like, I genuinely don't remember, because, we've lived through 3 album cycles since then, that I don't remember what it was like. The merch came later. There was merch. See, we already have divisive. We already have split. And see, that's what I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. You remember a mug. Okay. See, for some reason, I remember merch being there too. And I was like, if Midnight's had merch available and Poets is not having merch available, I have a theory. But if Midnight's didn't have merch with it, then the theory kind of goes to shit. So I guess I won't share that theory. Oh no, my piano stopped. Um, didn't she do Guts? Let's just put on Guts. With this album rollout, I believe Reputation debut as double album drops. Before Midnight's, it was just the 4 different vinyls, and you can make it a clock, but no merch. Okay, thank you, Anton. Okay, so that theory goes out the window. I was gonna say maybe she'll surprise drop Reputation TV in Tokyo, and that's why she hasn't done the merch yet. But that theory goes out the window if Midnight's didn't have any initial merch, which is fine. By the way, Justin, your view right now can be good view for your album reaction. Maybe the reason that I usually do the reactions in the office is because it's on the computer and it's plugged up, and this is from my lovely iPad, and it's just easier not to have to worry about draining battery, especially if it's going to be a live stream where I'm going to be here for multiple hours. which with poets, we will be. So I probably will be in the office. But who else is in the department? Okay, I wanted to address that because I've seen this going around a lot. I have my own interpretation of like the chairman of the department, which I haven't seen anyone talk about. I obviously don't know anything, but here's my 2 cents. I don't think it's so much like other people in the department. I'm thinking of like the department as emotions, very inside out vibes. Like she's the chairman of the department, and there's like, okay, here's the sadness department, here's the guilty department, here's the jealous department, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this album, is that it's more like a emotional department. And that's just kind of like where my head went to initially. Not so much like other people, but just like different emotional departments that she's going to explore on this album. Like anger, sadness. Like I think it's another representation of Red, how she was like, all of these feelings are red. I think it's kind of like that. I think it's gonna be that kind of department. I don't know if I've cracked the code. Obviously, you can have a different opinion. That's just kind of what I've been thinking in the short time that we've been in the Poets era. That's crazy to say. But yeah, I think that's what I'm getting from this. God, these coffee burps. But I think that's even more exciting because the whole like people thing, I don't think that's exciting. But like, oh, this is like the emotional department. I'm like, ooh, okay, okay, girl. And that maybe that's my Pisces poking out. But imagine this album is dark and the opposite of Lover. I don't mind dark. She did discover Lover in different angles too. What's that mean? But yeah, this album is so interesting, so intriguing. We also have when does she stop going on tour? Let me look. I have the Swift Alert app because I know that she has a break in in April. But when, because tour starts technically tonight for me, 4 a.m. my time, I think. But I know she has a gap. February, 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 March, 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 March. Between March and May. Okay, so we only have about a month in between her break from tour and the album coming out. And then we have about a month between the album coming out and her going back to tour in Paris. So at least we don't have a long time to wait. Like we've got tour all of February through like March, like a whole month of tour to distract us, lots of surprise songs. We know she's resetting, which is fantastic. And just we got lots to look forward to. February is a good month, and not just because it's my birthday month. But we've got a lot to look forward to. We've only got about a month gap in between the album and tour, so that's good. We'll be kept busy, so we'll be nice and distracted. My interpretation is that she's the head. Ooh, go back to that. Is she's the head of the poets department, and the songs are her collections. Yeah, kind of same. Are you guys planning to refer to this album by its full name? I'm just saying poets. I'm calling it poets for now. It's just easier. I don't think she will do big promo. Well, she doesn't need to. We know that. Hi, Emmy. I think she's gonna drop Rep and this new album around the same time because Rep was an album of her falling in love with Joe, and the new album is about her falling out of love with him. Interesting concept. That's why the colors are similar. I could buy it. I could buy it. We'll see. Controversial opinion. this isn't really controversial, I guess. Um, I still think we're getting Rep this year. And I know that that's crazy to think about us getting a brand new album and then also getting a re record. She's never done that. She's never given us a brand new album and a re record in the same year. Like with Midnights, we had nothing but Midnights. And I just don't think that one Miss Taylor Allison would use that Time interview to hype us up talking about the Reputation vault tracks if the album was coming out in 2025. I don't buy it. And for that reason, and the man wall having 2024 within Reputation, I still think we're getting it this year, which is insane. Like if we get Poets and Rep TV in the same year, it's going to be wild. Now, I was like, you know how math reveals who you are, you know the joke. I was thinking about how between Midnights and Speak Now TV was 9 months, right? October, or from the announcement, maybe. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, nine. So, what I find interesting is that there was 9 months between Midnights and Speak Now TV. What's 9 months after April, which is when Poets comes out? Or was it seven? Was it the seven or the nine? It was either the announcement or the actual release. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 7. So there's 7 months between the release of Midnights and the announcement of Speak Now TV. From the release of Poets to 7 months later is November. So it's the same amount of months. And I know that Taylor not necessarily would do, oh, because it's the same months. I'm just saying it's interesting to think about. Is November. If we got an announcement in November and it came out December 27th, the last Friday before the new year, I could see that. And it could still come out in 2024. It would be like literally the last week in 2024. But what I will say is, what about the Karma coffee cup? That's the only thing that I can't let go of, no matter what I do. Y'all know the Karma coffee cup. It had a blue nail at 8, and we got the 1989 announcement in August. The black nail was at the 2. And there's been no announcement for Rep. There's been an announcement for a brand new album. Is the nail the red herring that we saw with the site being down? Otherwise, I'm really upset by the black nail. And that's why it's like, is she gonna surprise fucking release Rep? Because I was also thinking, like, if she was like, hey, Rep TV, I know I just announced a new album, Hi Tokyo. I'm here in Tokyo on that Eras tour. Hi Tokyo. I know I just announced Poets, but tonight at midnight, Reputation TV comes out. Y'all got 2 months to enjoy the festivities of Reputation before Poets comes out. That's fucking crazy, but I could also see it. Her being like, here's 2 months. You got 2 months to listen to this. And then we're gonna be back to Poets. Like, you know, here you go, throw it out into the ether. On one hand, I want it because y'all know how feral I am for Rep. However, and especially around my birthday, like it would be so special. But that also would not give Reputation a whole lot of spotlight. And while I agree that none of the albums need spotlight, she's kind of given them spotlight. Although that being said, how long was Speak Now out? 30 days before we got the announcement. July, August, yeah, before we got the announcement for 1989. So, it's not out the realm of possibility, I don't think. I think that that's the only thing that I can't let go of is the black nail in in the Karma music video. That's what I can't let go of. So we'll see. Reputation in September. Controversial September song cover way back. Interesting. Remember Taylor saying in her Time interview that she was locked up for 6 years? That was probably an Easter egg for Fresh Out the Slammer. Interesting. I think Rep TV will come out this month. My Deluluness is skyrocketing. No, I think that that's fair. She can give Rep the no promo, just drop motive. Yeah. I mean, as much as I want Reputation to be celebrated, they tolerate it. As much as I want it to be celebrated, it doesn't need to be because I feel like it is a fan favorite, or at least on my side of the pond, it's very fan favorite. Miss Shut Up and Dance, how's it going? I'm about to end the live, but I'm glad you were here, and you can go rewatch all the ramblings. Speaking of the Midnight's vinyl, clock the 12 is white, just like Poets. Huh? Didn't think about that. Interesting. But yeah, I still think Reputation could drop this month, could get announced this month. I don't see her releasing Poets and then releasing Rep unless there were a chunk of time in between. Because as much as she doesn't need to promote the re-records, I feel like she wants to promote new albums, at least in the sense of giving them time to breathe. Now, that being said, Midnights, between the release of Midnights and the announcement of Speak Now, was only 7 months. So I think 7 months is a chunk of time for an album to live. So I mean, I don't think that's why. Like, if she doesn't release Rep before Poets, I think Poets is gonna have a couple months to itself, as it should, and then she'd release it. That's why I was thinking like November-ish. I mean, I could see the September thing too. But yeah, otherwise, I think she's more inclined to drop Rep before Poets. So it's gonna be a wild fucking ride. We're gonna fucking see. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be great. She can drop debut in September, no era show. An announcement a week before the release or Rep. A release of Rep a week after the announcement is good promo for Rep at least. I agree. I'm getting a sneaking feeling it's coming before they were making it OVS. Something happened in Tokyo. Yeah, I agree, Henry. I think something could happen in Tokyo. I won't be watching. That's what sucks about the time zone difference is because the show starts and then I've got to go. I got to get ready for work. That's what sucks about time difference because the show starts 4 a.m. my time, so I will be hella asleep. Conclusion: this bitch is insane right now. And I think the show ends roughly around 7:30 my time. I will also still be asleep because of this new work schedule. I don't even know if I've talked about it, and I won't talk about it, but my work schedule is not the best right now. It's been adding to the depression I've been in, but that's neither here nor there. I've got Poets to look forward to in my new book series that I've been reading. So I'm okay for right now. But yeah, so if she announces it tonight, I'm up at 4 Central, so maybe I can watch. Maybe. It starts at 4 a.m. my time, so our brain sleep schedule and wallets are going to be destroyed. If she... This is for my Discord people. Not that it probably will wake me up, but if she announces something... if she announces something during the wee hours of the night tonight at 4 a.m., y'all better blow up the Discord. at me, make my phone vibrate because I need to. Like I said, it probably won't wake me up, but like I could even see her being like, "Welcome back to the Eras tour." Blah 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 diddy blah. It's Wednesday here, and uh, whatever, what have you. And she's like, hey, Reputation TV comes out this Friday, meaning in like 2 days. I could even see her doing that. The bitch is crazy, and I love her for it. Which that would be what, February 9th? Is that Friday? February 9th. A February 9th release of Reputation would be just in time for my birthday. My birthday's February 22nd. And that would just be insane. You don't think Rep's getting an announcement? It might not. It might not. It might just drop. But I do think that if she were going to surprise drop it or even announce it and be like, hey, it comes out in 2 days, I do think she would do it on tour. If she does, I'm flying to her and make her pay my mental health bills. Seriously. Seriously. Because yeah, I've already been through it with the mental health recently in the past couple of months. And even though that she's destroying mine in the best way, she needs to be billed. Billable hours, honey. Billable hours. I think during the show she's going to play Glitch and it's going to pop up on screen. Uh, that would be amazing. Oh my god, what if she changes the set list? And I'm not going to know until I wake up in the morning. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight. February is Serpent Month. Raiden, I saw your comment about the Discord. I don't have a link to the Discord anymore. The Discord's been closed for a while. I've been thinking of opening it up again and just like, what's the term I'm using here? Filtering out some people for the Discord just because there's a lot of people in the Discord, and this is no shade, that don't use it, that are part of the Discord, but don't really comment a whole lot, which is fine. But that's kind of the point, is, for us to talk about it and stuff. But, I haven't made any decisions about that. But if you are still interested in the near future, Raiden, I will let you know. Can we get a new Rep Era suit? Oh my god, the outfits! What if the outfits change and I'm asleep? Oh god. I gotta go because I could stay here all day and I gotta get ready for work. It's so stressful being a Taylor Swift fan these days. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking. People are talking about whether they think Poets is gonna get a set in the Eras tour. I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be surprise songs. I really do. If she announced Rep at the Super Bowl, bitch, you better steal Travis's thunder, bitch. I love it. Oh god. But I don't know. I don't think Poets is going to get its own set because she would have to sacrifice a lot of the set to fit Poets in. And I just don't think she would do that. Now, do I think that she's going to like announce a Poets tour? Not necessarily. However, commas in my colon. The bitch has proved that she can tour and do albums at the same time. So, Poets Tour 2025? Bitch, maybe. I don't know. I can't imagine her ending the Eras tour to go on a solo album tour. If anything, I could see her extending the Eras tour or like doing a second round with an altered set list with Poets included. There's a million possibilities, truly a million possibilities that she could do. I did see I could see that read, and I was thinking about that myself. She could combine folklore and Evermore into one set and then just include poets. I could see that. I don't think she's going to, especially by how much virality that both folklore and Evermore sets get. I don't think she's going to do it. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I got to go get ready for work. Thank you guys for being here to discuss Poet's track list. It's so stressful being a Swiftie right now, but I love it. It's keeping me going, honestly, and it's been a rough couple of months, which is why I haven't been streaming lately, especially streaming any of the games. I will eventually be streaming games again once said mental health is strong enough for that. Now is not the time, though, unfortunately. But I will be doing that soon. Let me know what games you guys would like to see. Hope you guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are in the world, and what time you're watching this, if you're rewatching. And yeah, have a great day, evening, night, and let's look forward to what happens at the Eras Tour tonight. Let's. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and see what hysteria, even if just regular shit has happened. It's always going to be hysteria when it comes to Taylor. So, I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for coming, and bye.